with the exception of your goaltenders who are not on the ice, your number one and number two guys, does it look like you have a full roster to go with going into tomorrow night's game?
Yes.
So that okay. Does that mean Colin White is cleared to go, good to go?
We'll find out that tomorrow. He looked good today, so I just got to wait for the trainers, but he looked good to me.
Okay. You had Braden Coburn sort of running a regular rotation here. Is there a thought that you'll get him in the lineup tomorrow? He's played 2 of the 5 games that you played against the Flames.
No, I mean, we're going to decide in the morning what officially we go with, but I think Wolanin's done a nice job since he's been in, he, like any, new defenseman to the league, they're going to make mistakes here and there, but I thought he's moved the puck well for us, so I don't think it's time for him to come out yet.
Okay, 3-2 against Calgary so far this season. What have you done right in the games that you've won, Coach?
Well, they're both very competitive teams. I mean, Montreal, ourselves, Calgary, I mean, it's a physical brand of hockey. It brings out the best in us. And obviously in those games, we got good goaltending and kept us around and we've scored timely goals. So I think that's the same for every night in the NHL. When you get that and you get some, you get goaltending and you get some timely goals, you got a chance every night.
Mark Broussard at Loudois.
Yeah, Coach, after seeing Forsberg play yesterday, what's your thought process going to tomorrow's game as far as goaltending?
Yeah, he was really good. After even looking back at the A's and B's chances from that game yesterday in Belleville, they had 4 A's and 4 B's, and he allows 1 goal. That's he looked really calm in there, and I thought he looked really good.
Ken Warren, Post Media.
Yeah, hi, DJ. Couple thoughts or a couple questions here. One, you watched that game. Is there anything else that stood out other than the goaltending of some of the prospects? And second question would just be Calgary under the new leadership with Sutter there. What have you seen in them that's different?
Yeah, I think there's lots of good prospects down there. Formanton continues to impress. With his speed, Parker Kelly up front. Is banging into everything, and a guy that might be able to, claw his way, to the league. On the back end, Brandstrom got to play a lot of minutes. Against their top line penalty kill power play. So that's why those guys go down there and they get to play and they get to get reps and feel good about themselves.
Final one will be from Ian Mendez at The Athletic.
Morning, DJ. A couple of questions for you, if that's okay. First of all, just wondering, just if you can go a little bit more on Eric Brandstrom on the weekend, because I know you kind of touched on it there, but just what you saw out of him, and it might be is it beneficial for him to maybe stay down there for a little bit longer?
Well, I mean, that's obviously up to Pierre, and he's not going to play tomorrow for us. So, the more you play, the better it is. It's the hardest position outside of goaltending to break into the NHL is on defense, and the difference in strength, size between NHL players and American League players is significant, and that's the hardest thing, and that's why it takes a little bit longer. And if you're playing down there and playing big minutes and getting confidence, that can only help your career.
And two other questions for you. One would be, Goodbranson's minutes have kind of come down lately, and is there a chance that maybe you give him a night off here? Like, could Eric Goodbranson use a night off?
Yeah, you know what? He plays hard for us. He gives you everything he's got every night. He's not always going to have the best game. Some nights, he's not breaking it out great or what have you. But he's been a heart and soul guy for us all year. But also in saying that, Josh Brown is the one guy that hasn't had any games. Regardless of what's happened, he hasn't got in. So I'm looking to get Josh Brown into some games here with down the stretch and see what he can do.
And the last one would be, if we see Clark Bishop killing some penalties this week, what can he maybe bring to that unit?
Well, I think he can bring tenaciousness, skating, stops. He's hard on pucks, he'll block shots. We use these couple days of practice to really watch him on the penalty kill, and he looked good. He's a guy that'll give everything to the team in order to kill a penalty, and that's what you want from a penalty killer. And I think he's come in and surprised a lot of people with his play 5-on-5, but I also think he can help us on the penalty kill.
We've got a couple more hands now. We'll go to Ken Warren at Post Media.
Yeah, DJ, just a question on Sutter's, the change.
Yeah, I was going to go back to that. I apologize. Yeah, you know what? they're playing like you want your team to play, which is hard. They track. There's no glide in their game. They're playing in units of 5. They're physical. And that's what he brings to the table. He doesn't make it easy for you to get to their net. And he's all about team first. And when you get enough guys pulling in the right direction, you get a chance every night. This division's, really tight. Obviously, they beat Toronto game 1, lose game 2. But they're not giving you freebies. And, when they come in here, you're going to have 2 teams that are going to play extremely hard. We're not backing down to anybody. They have, a gritty, tough team, and I think so do we. And it's going to be a good hockey game for our young guys to learn how to play with no room out there. There wasn't much room in that Toronto series. You can see Matthews and them didn't have a ton of room out there. We're not going to have any room, so learn to play like that.
And we'll wrap up with Mark Broussard again.
Just back on the goaltending, coach. What's the thought process for Gustafsson? Do you think he deserves another shot? And from a development point of view, do you think it's important to give him a start?
Well, at this point, we got a lot of goalies. You can't develop everybody. It's the goalie who gives you the best chance to win at this point. And you know what, he came in, did a nice job in relief the other day, and Forsberg did a nice job in the Belleville game. So that's a decision we're going to make. We watched today's practice. We'll make that decision today. And one of them's going to go tomorrow. And if you play well, you get to go again.